Hi, travelers, and happy Thanksgiving. It's Tara here at Hidden Lotus Tarot. I am coming to you today. This is going to be for the sign of Gemini for December 2015. We have made it officially through the full moon of last night. Um, I have to say that it wasn't as crazy as I thought it was, but we know that Gemini is more of a mental sign ruled by Mercury, so maybe people were able to get a hold of their thoughts and don't do all of the weirdness and stuff like that. So a few announcements. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be able to offer any December specials at this point. I should know something more after December 9th. I think my surgery is going to be back on. I'm not sure. Hopefully they're going to tell me when I go to the doctor on the 9th. So um, I will just keep checking back to the website, hiddenlotustarot.com, and check out, I don't even remember where I said I was going to be posting them. But anyway, just check out and see if there's any specials that are going to be offered. So what I like to do is I went ahead and pre-shuffle the cards a bit. I'm using the Gilded Tarot today. I do have the Sibyllus here, and I have the Heart Oracle cards. So let's go ahead and get started. Show me the Gemini people for December 2015. Show me the Gemini people for December 2015. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and divide this deck into 3 piles. I have a Gemini moon, so maybe there's some messages in here for me. I'm going to take the largest pile. And now let's get into the spread and see what energies could be coming up for us in December 2015. Wow. Right off the bat, 3 major arcana cards. Now this is interesting. Okay. And then I have the World card. And if I'm not mistaken, the World card is actually it represents the earth element. Well, that will make sense because it's the World card, right? But I want to see what this Temperance represents. And I'm not exactly sure if Temperance is an air card or if it's an earth card. Actually, it's neither one. It's Sagittarius. It's a fire card. Should have told me with the fire in the goblet right there. Well, I tell you what, let me take a look. I can say that this is the energy of Gemini. We know that it is a air sign, so thoughts, these are the swords. It's odd that it falls down at the bottom of the spread. What I can tell you, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas out of 10 cards, is this is kind of, you're in a little bit more control than the universe, but there are some realizations coming to light for you. Right in the center of the spread, we have this 3 of Cups. We do know that cups deal with emotions. So I could say this could be anything that you're going to feel passionate about. In terms of looking at the weight of the cards, we have more cup cards than we have pentacles or swords. But it does seem to me that if there's some type of realization dealing with either your idea of the ideal relationship or surrounding home issues. Coming out of the past, we have the Temperance card. And we know that Temperance is dealing with trying to find the balance between the positive and the negative. It typically speaks to healing emotions. So it's as if something has occurred for some of you Gemini people leading up to November, in November, and heading into December, if it has not already occurred, that there's going to be some type of occurrence where you may feel let down or disappointed or betrayed. The Hierophant coming out in the center of the spread. Now, the Hierophant can be read two ways, and he represents Taurus and earthly things. The difference between the Hierophant and the, let's say, the Hermit. The Hermit is introspective, and he goes and defines things for himself. Whereas the Hierophant kind of has the knowledge already, but his job is to disseminate, is to pass it out and to share it. And what this kind of is saying to me, pardon me, is that whatever this thing is that is leading you where you're coming from a place or will be coming from a place of healing emotions, the universe is trying to teach you a lesson. And this is a lesson that I think it's going to come about quite suddenly if it has not already. The Tower card is about clearing the air. It is about the destruction of things that were faulty, and an opportunity coming in to rebuild upon a firmer foundation and a firmer structure. It can be really, the way this is reading, it's as if, let me just finish because I'm getting a message that I want to see how it plays in. Whatever this thing is, it's going to be quite sudden. If I look at this as the past line, it has already occurred and it happened quite unexpectedly, whatever this was. This second line here, the present, the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Now, this whole line speaks to some type of matter of the heart, having to do with your idea of home and everything being perfect, the idyllic scene, a celebration, okay, of some sort, family, friends, a ritual. And then we have this Queen of Cups. Now, I have, in effect, two queens. So this could either be the Gemini in both of the aspects, both mentally sharp, but also very soft and tender. And a lot of people don't know that about Geminis because they're so mental, that people tend to think they're very unsentimental or that they're extremely fickle because their emotions can change quite suddenly. And that goes with the way that they think. They don't mean anything by it, but that's just the way it is. Now, this future line here, we have the 4 of Pentacles, which speaks to someone holding on. Now, this could be in a monetary sense, but it could also be in a sense that you're protecting your thoughts, your emotions, your heart, your physical body, your home, something that you're hanging on to. It can speak to being blocked, but it could also speak to blocking others out. There is some realization and some truths that need to come about here. And it definitely has to do with heartbreak. Now, if I'm to look at these cards, I could say that perhaps this Hierophant may represent a man, and there are 2 women involved, and this is a theme that has been coming up for months now. In which case, this line of the past, a healing of emotions, an idyllic or an idea, but hanging on. It's like you were hurt in the past, or you may be hurt. You're going to be coming from a place of hurt surrounding what you think your idea of a happy home is. Maybe the ideal is not, maybe you're hanging on to that idea and you're finding that perhaps your ideas need to change because perhaps you're holding too steadfast to this particular dream. It's not showing up the way that you choose it to. The Hierophant speaks to marriage and institutions, and it's as though perhaps this could have been or will be something like a relationship, and I can't really quite figure out what the energy is and what the main story is, but it's as though there was a relationship or there is a relationship already in play, where it's based around like doing the right thing. It's sort of like a marriage, but not a marriage, because you do have this Hierophant with the 10 of Cups. But again, as I say, there's a realization coming about because in the present right now, or what will be coming up, is this feeling of, you know, happiness and joy and wanting to share and involve family and friends. It could be really a marriage because, well, this is the queen. It's not the ace of swords. But there is a realization coming about, perhaps through this celebration, that maybe things are not quite as they should be, because we have this energy of the tower coming in. And this tower, like I said, is a sudden realization. It is an awakening. It is the power of Uranus. Uranus is very erratic. It comes about to throw things out of whack, and then you got to turn around and start all over again. It has something to do with either this Queen of Cups or the energy of the Queen of Cups, as if the cards are saying either this person turns out to not be, perhaps. It's hard to say because we do have this queen also touching this card. So I could say that perhaps one of these two queens, if it is two people, and this could be in a same-sex relationship as well, that something is not quite stable within the relationship, and it's going to lead to some type of heartache for either one or both of these people. But the odd thing is that what I'm getting is that it's almost as if the universe is saying, well, either way that it goes, you, the Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, will end up in a place where everything is the way it should be. Coupled with the Hierophant, to me it speaks to kind of understanding that sometimes doing the right thing may not lead you to where, or what you think is the right thing will lead you to this place, but you can still come from this place. I know that's not making any sense, so what I'm going to do is pull the Sabilas on it, because it's, the energy is kind of all over the place. It's like there's something happens, but there's still a celebration, but then you hold on to something. And then from this place you're coming, it's like they're crossed at odds. It's like this is from the past. You were coming from a place of hurt. You celebrate, but then there's another heartbreak. This one is something occurring suddenly, rapidly, or a sudden realization, something crumpling, but there's still a celebration, and then you hold on. I mean, the energies are really quite discordant. Let me see. The Hierophant, again, this guy is all about the lessons. Maybe this is speaking to actually the protection, okay? That even while this stuff may be going on, there's protection over this, which may be why, even though we have the Three of Cups here, we have the Three of Cups, even though we have this Tower and this Three of Swords surrounding this Queen or this Queen of Cups, that in the end, everything is still going to be okay. Now, I got a message like that for somebody the other day. I think it was that full moon Gemini, where I said, no matter which way it goes, it looks like it's going to end up being okay. That's a tough message for people. The first thing I want to look at is this Hierophant, because I'm not really understanding how he's playing into the spread. He sits at the top, so it's like he's offering protection, but there's a message that, and it's like there's a message of truth coming through whatever this celebration is. The Queen of Cups can be an intuitive person. So let's see how this Hierophant is playing out. Okay, messages. That's what I'm saying. There's a message here. The card that I get is the Stanza, the empty room, speaking to intimacy, solitude, and privacy. We could say that, yes, because, and even if you look, the stained glass window of that the Hierophant is standing in front of is like knowledge filtered through, okay? And then we have this domestico, the male domestic. Now, the male domestic comes in to help, but his help is not above board, Let's put it like that. It's something kind of shady about him coming in to help. But it could also speak to, let's say, someone returning home simply because of the imagery of the card. And then we have the message or the messenger. Now, this card is kind of, is as if the cards are saying that whatever lesson this is or whatever protection this is in the month of December, it's as if you're saying you were alone, someone returns home, and there's a message that comes with them. Or that you receive a message when you're alone, and this message, whatever this is going to help you, but it's not going to help you in the way, at the time you're not going to be able to see how this message helps. Okay? That's the best I can do with that, because the cards are really quite strange. If we're going to do that, let's go straight down to this Queen of Swords and see perhaps what the truth is. And again, this message is kind of like, this Queen is kind of saying, there's a truth in you hanging on to whatever you're hanging on to, because the outcome may not be great. And this card speaks to loss, regrets. Okay? Let's see what this Queen has to say. Now, whatever this celebration is, or surrounds, or is about, we have the pensiero, the thinking man. We have the morte, the death card. And then we have the fortunate event. And it is as if the cards are saying on this Queen of Swords that what you were thinking was a positive event will come to an end. Okay? And we do have this card, that there is a truth in that. Now, if I could tell you what this Three of Cups, but it's surrounding the home. It's like it's surrounding maybe an engagement or a marriage. On the Tower, the card of sudden realizations. And these are odd because these cards are all positive on this negative, or this, not negative. The Tower is not always negative. It is just usually sudden and unexpected. Again, we have the domestico. This female domestic, she's always positive. She wants to do nothing but help. So we could say that she is an energy. This is going to surround a gran signore and something to do with loyalty or fidelity. You know, I really can't tell you how this plays in with the Tower. Maybe someone shows up out of the blue and tells you their true feelings, where you're already in a relationship or you're about to move forward to the next step in a relationship, and someone comes out suddenly from nowhere. A sudden realization comes in, and this person maybe perhaps speaks their truth to you. Or it could be, even if you're in a same-sex relationship, whomever is considered to be the male in that relationship, who has the male role, perhaps there is something this person reveals to you, which causes some heartbreak, heartache, and perhaps even the rupture of a relationship. I do want to see, because the Hierophant with the Ten of Cups and the Three of Cups, it really speaks to me of like an engagement, someone about to take their relationship into the next level. Now, this Three of Swords, the card of loss, regret, heartache, betrayal, perhaps three people in a situation. I have the letterato, the man of letters, or the thinking man. I have the card, the despiacere, which is the card of worry or anxiety. And then I have the gran consolazione, which is a card about great success or having dreams of great success. And on this Three of Swords, with this position in the past, to me it's saying that whatever this event is, when it occurs, someone is going to think back over it and worry that they missed the signs of what they thought was going to be a great success, or that they're going to have to go back to the drawing board to figure it out because they got it all wrong. This is a really... Let me see what this Three of Cups, because it sits in the center. That is our focus card. So let's see. Now, a celebration. Someone who was keeping, who had forward-looking vision. Perhaps they were planning this celebration. Perhaps there are plans to have this celebration. But something comes in between. When you have the Desperate Jealousy card, either it is some type of jealousy, it could be a third party, it could be a behavior, it could be anything, but it kind of interrupts this happiness of the heart. And again, this is a celebration as well as this. You have three people on each card. So I think perhaps indeed there could be the element of a third person in the picture who may show up out of nowhere, not necessarily at the event, although that could very well be a possibility. But someone's going to, it's like they're coming out of the woodwork, or they're coming, they're making their presence known through various means and methods. And whatever this next step was going to be for two people, it doesn't go through. That's quite odd. I would like to look at, lastly, this World card. Now, for someone, the male or the male role in same-sex, this person, at the end of this cycle, we have this World card, which is kind of like, this is where you've gone through all of the major arcana and you've learned the lessons. Remember, we got the Hierophant up here teaching a lesson. We've got healing going on. We've got a shakeup, a radical change in the way someone is thinking or behaving, or what their beliefs were. That's what it is. There's a change coming in the way somebody believes about what love and happiness and home means, what celebrating means, and really what the heart of the home is all about. Because we could say that she's the mother. Okay. This is a man alone. And this card can speak to sex, but in this instance, it is speaking to someone's sensitivity. Their sensitivity is changing in terms of what these three things mean. What does it mean to really be happy and to celebrate having a happy home? And what does this person mean to them? Because it is as if there is something that tears down this energy, that causes an extreme betrayal of some sort. And for some reason, it's like this is saying to me, we are coming up on the holiday season. This could happen, it could be happening during this week of Thanksgiving all the way into Christmas. This is the December reading. What I would like to do, it's as if something is going to come through during the holiday season that's going to change someone's perception. And if this is about a choice between a man, this Hierophant, and two women, this Temperance says that he was already coming from a place of hurt. So perhaps it is the return of someone from the past, but the person doesn't just like show up. I don't see any cards of the trip. It's like the Hierophant is sending this person some type of messages. I have a card that says coming together. This is the Two of Cups. I don't think I have to say anything else, or really can say anything else. That was very convoluted. It made absolutely no sense to me. I kind of get what the story's trying to tell me. I just don't see how it's really going to play out. But it looks as though plans will be changing. for you Geminis, Gemini sun, moon, rising, during the month of December, perhaps going all the way into January. That is the best I can do for you. I hope this message helped. I hope it gives you something to think about. And in the meantime and in between time, don't OD on turkey and football. All right, thanks so much for joining me. And until we meet again, namaste.